The current financial climate is presenting challenges for some educational establishments. As a public sector buying organisation owned by local authorities, YPO is well placed to provide support and solutions to academies. Toby Sadler went to hear more about their products, service contracts and how they supply over 30,000 schools nationwide.
I'm going to roll this dice on here, and what I want you to do is write whatever number it is.
There's much about Hilltop Primary in Wakefield that's changed since it became an academy. But what hasn't is an emphasis on great teaching in these well-stocked modern classrooms. The money to pay for all this equipment now comes from central government rather than the council, but where Hilltop decides to spend that funding remains the same. That's with YPO, a company that makes it easy to combine great quality with great prices.
YPO can get you pretty much anything you want for your school. So the obvious stuff: pens, pencils, rulers, exercise books, to the less obvious. Get their 2,000-page catalogue, everything in here from cookery equipment to climbing equipment and everything in between. And then there's the stuff you don't think about. So the heating in this corridor, the lights above my head, even school dinners can all be provided by YPO. They do it for around 30,000 schools in the UK. That's huge buying power, meaning they get the best deal for everybody.
The service is fantastic. When you ring up, they're absolutely brilliant. An awful lot of the stuff you can do online now, which is super. So my office manager can order everything, no issues with that whatsoever. If anything does arrive and it's not as it maybe should be, there's absolutely no quibble, no qualms whatsoever. They just come back, pick it up, but replace it with what we want. So they're absolutely superb. And the prices are the best.
So we've got 30,000 products here in this particular warehouse.
This is the beating heart of YPO, their giant warehouse in Wakefield. Almost everything in their catalogue is kept on the shelves here. And while that might sound like a traditional retail model, it's anything but.
Because we run an efficient business, we make a surplus every year, what a traditional business would call a profit, and we return that back into the public sector in the terms of dividend back to local authorities and loyalty vouchers back to schools. I think we're quite a unique example of a successful commercial business owned by the public sector, not taking a penny of public subsidy, but paying, so far in our history, £115 million worth back into the public purse.
Schools receive loyalty vouchers which they can use to buy anything from YPO. Schools can also send teachers on professional development courses, and they even get a voucher to spend for attending. And YPO doesn't just work with individual academies, but also with multi-academy trusts. When more schools work together, their buying power increases. Llann manages those relationships.
The common themes I see there is more the services. So what they're going to centralise tends to be energy. Energy tends to be a big one. Sort of staff and resourcing, IT and catering. They tend to be the things that people look at first. The ones where they can essentially save the most money. Energy definitely seems to be one at the moment that it makes sense to centralise.
YPO expects more schools to become academies and is set up to help them in all aspects of procurement.
We go on an end-to-end journey with our customers. So right at that conceptual stage, at the beginning, when you're thinking about how to understand your spend, what you spend your money on, where your priorities are in line with your business plan, what you're trying to achieve, your own objectives around educational attainment, and how that flows through into procurement. YPO are there every step of the way. So actually our customers don't have to worry about the procurement process.
Whether you're buying paperclips, pens or power, YPO prides itself on service, recently beating John Lewis and Amazon in a national customer satisfaction survey. So whatever the future of the education market, YPO will remain at the front, making sure its customers can buy with confidence.